everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily video, and as always, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And today I got some reviews for you guys. Yes, reviews. I have not done a review video in a month, 3 weeks, something like that. It's been a little while, but for good reason. I'm actually working my way through the X-Files right now, the entire series plus the mini-series, and I'll probably even throw in the movies at some point too. So I am working my way through all of X-Files, which is really exciting. As I mentioned before, when it comes to X-Files, I have only ever seen like random episodes here and there. I've seen both movies, but as far as episodes are concerned, I've only seen like random ones here and there in syndication over the years. I never really got into this series or whatnot, but I have them all on DVD, so I've been really wanting to check them out, and I'm finally getting around to it. By the way, I'm really enjoying what I'm watching thus far, but we will discuss that when I finish the entire series. I'll talk about it then. But definitely enjoying the show. It is great. But I can't be doing nothing but watching X-Files. As much fun as it is, as much as I'm really enjoying X-Files, if I was doing nothing but watching X-Files, I would probably go absolutely insane. It's great, but it's taking forever to get through them. So I have been throwing in some movies and other stuff here and there. You know, I maybe watch halfway through a season or something like that, and watch a movie or two, and then another half season, watch another movie or two, something like that, just to kind of break up the monotony of a really good show. But let's take a look at what I've recently checked out. Man, I feel weird doing this. Again, it's been a few weeks. It's only been a few weeks, but I feel like it's all new. It's strange. So, all right, so first up here we have The Dead Milkmen present Philadelphia in Love. I told you guys I was going to be watching this one. I did mention that when I picked this up, I was like, oh, I'm working my way through the X-Files. So I was like, I might have to put that aside. I'm going to have to watch this because I had to. I'm a big fan of the Dead Milkmen. They're a great punk band from Philadelphia. I do live right outside Philadelphia, so awesome local punk band. I certainly grew up hearing about them and knowing about them. And I had all their albums before I was an idiot and sold all my CDs off. But I used to have all their albums. Just absolutely fantastic punk band who broke up for a good long while. And I remember, I actually have it. I have a copy of it upstairs. In high school, I used to write my own punk zine, as they're called, just a punk rock magazine. It was an independent zine, and I actually interviewed. I don't remember. I don't remember who I interviewed from the Dead Milkmen. I interviewed somebody from the Dead Milkmen. I'd have to look, but I actually interviewed somebody from the Dead Milkmen to put it in my zine. And one of the questions I asked is, there any chance the Dead Milkmen would ever get back together? And they said, absolutely not. Will never happen in a million years. A few years ago they got back together, so absolutely fantastic. So great band, and this is really cool. This has a lot of neat stuff on it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 music videos. I'm guessing it's all their music videos. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it is. Some interesting stuff. When I realized this was their lineup for the music videos, there were some songs I was like, why wasn't this song a music video, and why wasn't that song a music video? Like certain songs that you just think would have been kind of natural to be a Dead Milkmen music video were not, but it is what it is. Still great stuff. Punk Rock Girl is kind of the song they're really known for. That and like Big Lizard on My Backyard, or is it Big Lizard, or the Big Lizard? I forget what the name of the song is, but strange that wasn't a video either, but Punk Rock Girl's on here, a bunch of other fantastic songs as well. There's 7 live videos, so very cool to see a bunch of live performances. Also, commentary tracks, Noises in the Night, which is a little featurette, home movies, Making a Punk Rock Girl, which is really cool because the whole thing's actually shot in Eastern State Penitentiary, and if you live around the Philadelphia area, you probably know what that is. It's a very old penitentiary. Really cool. Al Capone was there and stuff like that. You can do tours of it now. Back in college, I got to roam around it. Like, it got basically free range. I think everything except for like the second floor we weren't allowed on because we'd fall through and die, but everything else they were like, yeah, all those areas that say like caution, don't enter, go ahead. Because when in college, I went to college for photography, and my photography teacher had like a thing set up where he was like doing like free like aerial photography for the building, and they would let the kids come and take photos for like a day, and it was really, really cool and awesome. So big fan of Eastern State Penitentiary, big fan of Dead Milkmen, cool video. Rare audio tracks, photo gallery, so a lot of really cool stuff showed down here. So not only are you getting all their videos, but you're getting all this other cool stuff as well. If you're a fan of great punk rock music, or just the Dead Milkmen, Dead Kennedys, another good band, or the Dead Milkmen in general, this is definitely one to check out. I was pretty excited to get my hands on this, so really, really cool. Would highly recommend checking that out if the Dead Milkmen are your thing. Alright, so then I watched a movie at Blobfest, and it was not The Blob. I feel bad saying this. I didn't watch The Blob this year at Blobfest. Well, that's kind of a lie. I watched most of The Blob this year at Blobfest. I missed like the first maybe like 15, 20 minutes of The Blob. The reason being is because there was some stuff last year. So I'm doing my videos kind of differently now. You know, they're more edited and whatnot. Last year, I didn't really get to shoot everything I wanted to shoot last year because the way I was doing my videos, but I'm doing them differently this year. There was all kinds of stuff I wanted to shoot, all kinds of things I wanted to get in my video and whatnot, and part of that happened to take place while the Blob was playing. So I was running around shooting a lot on during the Blob Fest, so I didn't get to watch all of the Blob, and I kind of feel bad about that. I was like, I kind of regret only watching, like, you know, or missing the first, like, 20 minutes of it. I mean, it's the Blob Fest. If I'm gonna do one thing at the Blob Fest, I should see the Blob, so I won't make that mistake next year. I mean, I have seen the Blob, like, 50 million times. It's not like I need to see it again, but, watching the Blob in the Colonial Theater where the Blob is attacking, it's so cool, and it's just so surreal, and it's really awesome. I love doing it, but I didn't. I made a mistake. Next year, that won't happen again. I'm going to see the Blob at least once, if not more times, next year. But what I did sit all the way through was the late night double feature here. Some Christopher Mim, who was there, super nice guy, and this was the movie he was showing this year. In fact, this is the second year there. 2 years ago, he was there showing The Giant Spider, which is by far my favorite of his movies. This is his one of his more recent movies. It's his, well, he's got a new one coming out, but it's like second to last as far as movies that are out. It's a great double feature. I wouldn't say it's my best of his stuff, but it's definitely awesome. It's two 45-minute long, I guess you could say shorts or short films if you want to say that. First one being X, the Fiend from Beyond Space, which is a really fun space monster movie. These people are like in hyperspace, and they're in, what's it called when they're in like or like hyper sleep, I guess you would say. They're in space. They're woken up from their hyper sleep, whatever. And there's this alien on board or whatnot. And he's sucking the like life out of them and like turning into them and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy, pretty fun, pretty awesome. I definitely recommend that one. Out of both of them, I'd have to say X is definitely my favorite of the two stories. The other one being The Wall People, which is a little weird, a little trippy, a little interesting. And it's all about this guy like looking for his son that was taken away, and he finds his portal he's a scientist. And he finds a portal in his house through a wall, and he goes through, and he's trying to get his son back. So kind of interesting, weird, a little trippy in a way, but still fun. But I'd say out of all of them, X is my favorite. I kind of wish they would have maybe reversed them, so you watch The Wall People first, and then X, the Fiend from Beyond Space second, only because I feel this is definitely the stronger of the two shorts, and in my opinion, you know, that's the one you want to end on. You want to end on the strongest one. You want to get people going like, okay, this is pretty interesting when I'm watching, and then hit him with a bang. So I think they should reverse them. I think Christopher Mim should reverse it if it was up to me. But nevertheless, it's still great. It's so awesome. All the Christopher Mim stuff is fantastic. I can't recommend his movies enough. I cannot wait. Oh, Wereskeedo, Nazi Hunter's new film coming out. Oh my god, I think it comes out like, he says September. I think September comes out. I cannot wait. The day I get that, I'm cracking it open, I'm watching it. I'm so excited for this next film. It's going to be awesome. I have no doubt it's going to be fantastic. So very cool, awesome. Definitely check this out at Blobfest this year. All right, up next was, and I had to watch this too, this is Barbie Birthday Party at Walt Disney World, Epcot 94. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Why did I pick this up? Obviously, I grabbed this because it's Epcot. I don't really care about Barbie so much, but she's in Walt Disney World. I had to check this one out. It is a couple girls. This is a commercial. This is a Barbie commercial. That's what it is. It's a, how long is this? I think it's only a half hour long. 30-minute long Barbie commercial. That's it. Talking about the new Barbie dolls and the accessories and whatnot. I love when they're like, hey, their names, I think Lisa and Stephanie are two girls. Like, Lisa's like, hey, Stephanie, I'll get a hold of you on my Barbie cellular phone. And, like, I actually wonder, is it an actual cell phone from 1994, or is it, you know, like a walkie-talkie? What was that? Did any of you guys out there have any, like, the Barbie, like, cell phone? Was it an actual cell phone? Did it actually work, or was it just a walkie-talkie? Because there's no way that walkie-talkie, if that's what it was, worked all the way across the World Showcase. I call it BS on that. The one girl has her Barbie Polaroid camera, and she's like, it's so cheesy, and they're showing off the dolls. Really, really cheesy, but what kind of makes it a little bit fun is the fact that they're going around Epcot, and it's neat to see Epcot back in 94. Although, with that being said, the World Showcase hasn't changed a lot. There were certainly some changes. If you're a big fan of Epcot and the World Showcase at Epcot, you're gonna see differences. If you're a casual fan, it's probably gonna look all the same to you, but it's still really fun to watch nevertheless. And, you know, I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but it was definitely fun to watch at least one time just for the fun of Epcot. Again, I don't care about Barbie. Although the girl Stephanie, The girl right there, Stephanie, you are going to want to punch her in the face. She's really over the top. Both girls are very, like, you know, really bubbly and hey, hi, like just really annoying. But at least Lisa is tolerable. Like, you can kind of be like, all right, she's a little annoying, she's a little over the top, but I can live with it. Stephanie is just so, like, ear-piercingly annoying. Everything she says, everything that comes out of her mouth, you're just like, oh, shut up. Like, you just, it is really, really bad. So, yeah, I actually, a couple of people commented on this saying they have and they watched it. I'm like, what do you think about Stephanie? And everybody was like, oh my god, she's so annoying. Yes, she is. But very cool, and a lot of you females out there who are watching right now, and a lot of you guys who follow me on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, a lot of you were leaving comments saying you used to have this and watch this all the time growing up. So that's really cool. This was apparently only 1 cent if you bought one of the Barbie dolls listed down below, which they advertised quite heavily in this video. So pretty cool. Again, I just bought it for the fun of Epcot. I'm a Disney World nut, so I had to buy it, and it was interesting, but I'll probably never watch it again. And same thing can kind of be said with this. I want to be a train engineer. Had to see this to see what it was. I'm a big fan of trains, so I had to check it out. This is definitely directed towards kids. This is definitely a kids movie. So, not a kids movie. It's a 30-minute kids documentary. I don't get about steam engines and about trains. If you're really, really, really into trains, it's actually kind of interesting. But I got this for free. I'm kind of happy with that price. I would say if you can get this for like $1 or $2 and you're interested in it, okay. I really want to pay much more than that. It is, again, it's very much directed towards children, which I don't have anything necessarily wrong with. It's just that it's not all that great. It was just okay. But I'll be keeping it. It was interesting. It was okay. It's just, you know, I like trains, and that's the thing. I like trains. If I didn't like trains, I probably wouldn't care about this at all. But I love trains, so it was an okay, interesting watch. But again, very much directed towards children. If you get this for a few bucks and you're interested in it, it's worth picking up. Otherwise, you don't need to grab it. And then I watched Houdini. This was really good. I definitely enjoyed this. It is a 2-hour-long miniseries. It's a 2-episode-long miniseries broken into 2 parts, hour-long each. And again, wait, am I right? Was it 2 hours? Actually, I watched the extended version. Let's see here. No, it's actually over 2 hours. Wow, the extended version is like about 3 hours long. So, okay, so 3 hours, so an hour and a half long. So basically you're watching 2 movies. It tells the life of Houdini. If you are a big fan of Houdini, you're probably gonna know everything that happens in this. It didn't really bring me any new information or enlighten me or, oh, I didn't know that about Houdini. It pretty much, it goes through his life. And again, if you know his life, if you see many documentaries on him or other movies about him or something like that, you're going to know what you're getting into. But it was really, really good. Adrien Brody did a fantastic job playing Houdini. I think he did great. I really appreciated the the makeup they did too when they had to make him look older and stuff. I think they did a really good job on that. It didn't look too cheesy. It looked really well done. I just thought the movie was very much, or the miniseries, not a movie, miniseries, was very much enjoyable, and I would definitely recommend this. If you were a fan of Houdini, just the man himself, want to see a really cool movie, miniseries based on him, this is definitely worth checking. It plays like a movie. I'm just going to say movie. So definitely worth checking out, in my opinion. It was really well done. I thought the acting was really great. I thought the story was told really well. Maybe could have gone like another episode or something like that, only because I felt like maybe it was a little bit rushed. And I do feel that way about most movies or miniseries or anything I watch. I always feel like it could have been longer. And only because when you're telling somebody's life story, you got to cram that all into a certain amount of time. It can feel a bit rushed. I did feel sort of maybe a little bit of this was rushed, but in and of itself, it was still very well done, and it's the longest of the Houdini, anything Houdini I've seen. So definitely worth checking out. Awesome. I'd recommend picking that one up and checking it out. And then since I picked up Kung Fu Panda 2, I decided to watch all 3 of them here. I got the Kung Fu Panda collection and then Kung Fu Panda 2, or 3, I can think. So I forgot how much I enjoyed Kung Fu Panda. This is my 3rd time watching it now. I think I saw it in theaters and I watched it again when I bought it, and then I watched it now. And this is really, really good. I forgot just how good it was. I watched it, I put it in, and as I'm watching, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love this. This is a really well done CGI animated film. If you're a big fan of CGI animated cartoons, this is one to check out. Absolutely fantastic story. I love our panda here, Po, and he becomes the dragon warrior like by accident, but then you learn to realize that he was destined to be that and become, kind of finds himself within himself, and it's very interesting, very well done, great story. Might get you teared up a little bit here and there, just very well done. And again, I forgot just how much I like this. I'll be watching this one again. It was great. And then I feel the movies do go in order of downhill. Then we have Kung Fu Panda 2, which is another really well done story. I feel it was a very solid follow-up, great sequel. It's not as good, but it's still well done. Definitely worth checking out. I'd say if you like the first movie, you're definitely going to want to check out this second one. This one's all about them fighting this bad guy who comes and whatnot, and it's well done. It's fun. It's a good story, decent follow-up. Ends on a cliffhanger, which brings us into part 3. But again, if you like the first one, Kung Fu Panda 2 is definitely worth checking out. Again, solid sequel. Not as good, but still, solid sequel worth seeing. And like I said, Kung Fu Panda 2 ended on a cliffhanger, which brought us into Kung Fu Panda 3, which I was wondering if this was going to come out. I remember in between this being announced and Kung Fu Panda 2, I was like, wow, they left Kung Fu Panda 2 open. Are we going to get another movie? And we do, and it is a follow-up. This one's about Po and his family. He finds his mother's not around anymore, but he finds his father and this hidden tribe of pandas, and it's an okay story. It's all right. I definitely thought it was the weakest. I'm hoping this is the end. I mean, unless they have some amazing story up their sleeve that they can pull out to bring the series back, I'm thinking, call it quits. Don't be like Ice Age. We don't need 57 of these movies. What is with Ice Age? Seriously, are they going to stop with that? Like, wow, they're just going to drive that series just into the ground. They're not ending on a high note with that. They're just going to be like, let's just destroy that series. But anyway, we're not talking about Ice Age. We're talking about Kung Fu Panda. So yeah, I definitely hope they stop here because it was good. It was enjoyable. It's worth watching. If you like the first two, sure, check it out. There's no reason not to watch this. It was good. It's the weakest, but it still was a good story. Still was enjoyable. But I don't see where they really go from here. I'm kind of hoping this is the end. I hope they stop. But still, definitely worth checking out if you like the first two. Just not as good, but still a decent story and worth seeing. All right, and then finally I watched, and this is something that you guys don't even know I bought. I haven't actually even shown this to you. I'll probably show it tomorrow, actually, in tomorrow's video, but I haven't even told you guys I bought this one yet, but I'm going to do a little bit of a spoiler here. For those of you who actually watch my review videos, a bit of a spoiler here that I picked this up, and I watched it today, and that was Steve Jobs. This was really good, but what I love about this is the fact that it's so different from the movie Jobs, which I actually liked. A lot of people loved this movie, hated Jobs. I was actually okay with Jobs. I thought Ashton Kutcher I thought he did a good job. Like I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. Did I say his name right? Ashton Kutcher, not I can't think today. I told you guys I'm so rusty with these review videos, but yeah, we'll just say Kelso. So I thought Kelso did a good job. And I actually liked Jobs. I didn't think it was bad. But what I find really interesting about Jobs and Steve Jobs is I almost felt like I was watching two completely different movies. Even though both movies are about Steve Jobs, they're telling the same story. They're told so differently, and they both give you different kind of they show you, they're basically like the same thing from like different angles and stuff, I guess you could say. Like you're seeing like different parts of what's going on, and they skip over some stuff in one movie, but they show it to you in another movie and vice versa. So you're really getting two completely different stories, so much so that when watching this, I didn't feel like I was just watching Jobs again. If you've seen Jobs and you haven't seen Steve Jobs, or again, vice versa, you've seen this and you haven't seen Jobs, and you want to, don't feel that you're going to be watching the same movie twice. You're not. You're getting two very, very, very different stories. Again, so much so that even though it's the same basic story, all about the life of Steve Jobs, you really feel like you're watching two completely different movies, in my opinion. And I love that about both these films, is that I can watch them both and not feel like I'm just watching, oh, here's the same exact story again. I think that's so cool. I really, really appreciate that. So, I would actually recommend Jobs. Again, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen or anything like that. But then again, I didn't think Steve Jobs is the greatest movie I've ever seen. But I'd recommend them both. I think they're both decent stories, and again, very, very different. So Steve Jobs, I thought was great. I thought, the acting was great. I thought the story was great. A bit more maybe dramatic. They definitely kind of end on a high note. Like in the end of this one, it's very much like, Steve Jobs is a jerk. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. Gets to the end of the movie. Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He redeems himself. It's kind of one of those stories. So I don't really know. Like I'm not some like historian on like, you know, Steve Jobs. I don't really know a ton about him. I know some things, but I don't know a lot about the guy. So how much of this, you know, from both movies, how much of it is embellished, how much of it's Hollywood, how much of it's true, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure I mean, they're Hollywood movies. They always embellish stuff in these movies. I don't think there's ever been a, you know, a biographical movie ever that's been like 100% to the T, absolutely truthful. They always embellish some things here and there. So I'm sure we're getting some embellishments, but nevertheless, still a really well told story. Very enjoyable. I like to get a bit more dramatic than Jobs, I guess you'd say, but still very well told. And again, if you've seen either one of those, you've seen this movie, check out Jobs. If you've seen Jobs, check out Steve Jobs. Again, very different movies, just very different tellings of the same story. So much so that you feel like you're watching two completely different films, or at least that's how I felt. So really enjoyed it. Check it out. Very cool. So, all right, guys. There you go. That was it. That's everything I've recently checked out. Well, not bad. Only 20 minutes long. I'm getting better at this. So, so that's everything I recently checked out. I mean, I am on season 3 of X-Files right now, so I have watched the first 2 seasons. Again, I really enjoyed them. Very good, but I plan on talking about the entire series when I'm done watching it. Some people ask me, oh, can you talk about each season individually? I'm not really going to do that. I don't really want to do that. I kind of rather wait till I just get to the end and to say what I thought of like the series and whatnot, and maybe pick out some things that I liked and from certain episodes and certain seasons and stuff, and talk about stuff. But we'll do that when I get to the end. So working my way through that, it's going to take you a while. I did not realize getting into it just how insanely long each season is. Each season, how many episodes is each season? It's definitely more than 13. It's a lot, I think, anyway. Is it 13? I don't know. It's a lot of episodes each season, and they're like 45 minutes long, an hour long without commercials, 45 minutes long. So very long, taking me a very long time to get through them. There's a boatload of seasons, including the mini-series. Like I said, I'm probably going to throw in the movies as well, because I haven't watched them in a long time, so it's going to take me a while to get through them, but it is coming eventually. So, all right, guys, there you go. That is it. It might be a little bit while till I do another review video. I know some of you guys are okay with that, but it might be a little while till I do another review video, as I'm only just going to throw movies in here and there in between watching some X-Files. So, all right, again, that is it, guys. So, like I was saying, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, hit that subscribe button, and you're going to get one. And also, if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, hoodie, tank top, hats, buttons, kids gear, baby gear, all kinds of cool Cinema Sickness gear, head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com, where you can get yourself some of that. And also, if you want to just show your support for new content, just show your thanks and appreciation for these videos, head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness for every tiny little bit helps. It is very much greatly appreciated. So again, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow. I should have grabbed something to drink. See you tomorrow. Bye.